na afi watimi aka wasem etumi e de akere no de du twedi ampo yankopon nim e ma won so ho etumi ato na ensam no ne aba bedi mu akotun no ebinie Emra sebedwafie efrasie e de anti LGBTQI bill no etimi akọ stakeholders animu afi Sam George enso etumi akasa e de afa bill hu so obehwe ama afi bill etumi atwamu e wo emra sebedwafie afi committee chairman akasa Kufuado enso enya nsan bill no e ensura kase pa se omubesan so etimi ahwem e wo eniema ebi hu afi DVLA efrasian so echitre number plate enya no kware ewo enkrankro kesi mu ye bobo ram so ewo Kumasi omo anatemamufo so efre se omo nya emra ebetimi aboa ma manfra omo ba besresrade no omo betumi edi afri ho afi yisigi fo so atumi akasa se na nsemu ho a light corner enye dum so na mom eyensiesie ne adwuma fofora omo ye ye de ni betwom nso ewa akosibroni ekroso South Africa sisi de ehwa ehu pa wa bra wona emfi South Africa no ye on ayakayeka de ye bubinum na ye tu ebinum sugu abonten afi agukansie mu ensam no nso no Ghana Blaster coach nyame adom watumi aba bepie mu ewo man Ghana ene yatumi yi ne pie no asanso ene nsamtwofo ne Ghana fo akasa wei ene nsama hudo bebre keka ho ena mekwa ba edi mu nchemu aba bebo don hwe ba kon edi enimu ene yenkoso entina afi nyabrena echibrena mintumi mfa ensam no mu enchemu emfa emowa mitabri o mangana fo de edikan etumi de yeni atremu ewa anti LGBTQ bill ewon sansama efri ase na parliament any constitutional legal affairs committee efrase the stakeholders redeem come afa anti LGBTQ bill no home sir speaker betumi ama ho kwan na bill no omatumi asa hwemu biemu ewo line biara so sene ebeya ebeboa na afi wona ekabie ewomuo emramu animdifo asori emraku ahodo nom any human right kuo ensu etumi ahwehwem na ye kyerese parliament pese wo ye adwuma ne ye na wo fa omanfo adwene ene mra ho nsem nyina ansana wotumi di emra sebedwafiefo akokodi nsiamu ema omotumi age atum na akọ omampani ho ema no nso etumi assign ye hwe se ne niema asibi ekoso.
We recognize the various memoranda that individuals and institutions have brought through. We have perused lots of them. We welcome the input of every Ghanaian, not just the memoranda we have here. While we are at it, we can still receive emails via the official email of Parliament if there are concerns about some clauses that people feel strongly about. We welcome all of that. It will be recalled that these events will happen. Many events will have changed and stuff. And so, for us, it's a blessing in disguise. So, if there were some clauses that were missed out in considering at the last session of Parliament before the Parliament lapsed, we have the opportunity of incorporating, debating, amending, or reshaping the nature of the bill. We take cognizance of the rights of individuals who may be affected by this, and we're making the provisions in such a way that no individual, no Ghanaian rights are going to be infringed upon. We also take note of existing legislation and has already taken care of some of the clauses that we'll be looking at here. So this is going to be comprehensive. And today we start with that. We will give opportunity for sponsors, at least two of them, to as the reason for this bill, and at least for those of us who are not coming from Parliament, to appreciate where we're coming from, and then what we want to do in essence.
Numunu and I Sam George, Etimi Akano ni Pusuemu, now Akano Pefe, say, Onja Beli, Edikosi, say, Ebaya Mra. Now, Cassa, Nimpatamu, any I am for Neo Manfo, and I Asumano, so Uncle Ye a Jumano. Now, if you omedi o manim ningo pram, said Ebaya Betumi Abua, Emma and Mra Wadiba, so Bani Waba Ebeda, Bema Ebeda. Enye semi machine si manimi a mesiano na mepe aditia no pa na matabiri mi be ma nam de akwagina ho mi wo ho be ma mesimo na me kraman na mi po mesimo nya ma ponche be na ne makoyi mi nufui na ma ya no ba ne afra mi amofawa na sadi nu nti ene esoma no se wo bia wanim na wo be ye no mfa mra ne nto na ye nkyene mfa ne nko afiase na wasi we kire sa mamuo ene amamre ene nsaso eya ade kese pa to no de obehwe se emrei ebeye mra e wo man Ghana ansa no oja kire di.
And people had returned me to the 9th Parliament was because they thought I had unfinished business from the 8th Parliament, which was the passage of this bill. And so I indicated that I was going to reintroduce the bill even as a 7th minister if I was approved by Parliament. Working with my co-sponsors, we reintroduced this bill before Parliament. And Chair, I would align myself with the submissions of your available ranking, which is to the effect that the provisions in this bill were masticated by parliamentary committees and plenary for over 2.5 years. We went through the mill to pass this bill. The bill was passed coincidentally on our Republic Day. On the anniversary of the Crossroads shootings in February, which is I think 28th February. On the 28th of February 2024, that was the day Parliament unanimously, without any exceptions, passed this bill. And I remember that day granting an interview to say that the issues or incidents of 28 February 1944 led and spiraled to the independence of Ghana. And that the passage of this bill was going to spark...
Jom treni akosiblo ni feno sa chairman na ya feno Saibu Mahama akase ex-president Akufo-Addo enya benu enya nsan eya de papa na ye nsura kese e de ma man Ghana enu na wo training nsemu se emra sabedafia na parliament fufuro yi ebenya kwan asasu somu biem ni eye ene ni enya mo betumi ayi afiri mu afiri se wenkoya ho hare so omobeto omobu ase e de ato ho baako mienu miensa enan na ye biem na ye kan ni etu bi firim ni edibi sem wose wei e kire se ebeboa ema ni omo hwehwe no omo nsa tumi aka ne pepepe na mom enya bro mbetu America.
This bill was introduced some time back, but with a fraction of time, many other things would have happened. Many events would have changed stuff, and so for us, it's a blessing in disguise. So if there were some clauses that were missed out in considering at the last sitting of Parliament before the Parliament lapsed, we have the opportunity of incorporating, deleting, amending, or reshaping the nature of the bill. We take cognizance of the rights of individuals who may be affected by this, and we're making the provisions in such a way that no individual, no Ghanaian's rights are going to be infringed upon. We also take note of existing legislation that has already taken care of some of the clauses that we'll be looking at here. And so this is going to be comprehensive. It's back on the back burner again, and Today we start.
Wanumu Ebiamuno and a deputy ranking member Al-Hassan Tampuli Ekasabel no Sanya Tiano Arano SSA wa Faso or say parliament dada ni jitum na omanfo enso etaso ama yanyina yakwachi nidia so ama wasanso sesa niema ya bibia de so moye ni santi ni wanya abrafo ni yakwasha asia foforo ni yakwasha asia Speaker of Parliament, hello Mr. Speaker, I want to talk on this bill. Please, the condition of the premature abrafo no mumpebiem. So we end this ni so yan pipi ni nyina ne sense se dia bia so mo fa so ne fa so yan tabiri fa nkoma yewra mahama na won fa pensi su akwasi blani fa no so asente ene mahama di pensi su a na wasan abaye mra so mo kwasa asia foforo dia ene mahama beko still mra ne yan jimtum enti Ghana fo yen so mra ne pachi na sa ne tie no yen fa nkoma se bedwafiem omunya ne ma ba komienu bi wom yen fa nkoma yewra mahama na won san yen tie nsema Al-Hassan Tampuli edituja.
Apart from the date, so if you look at the bill, Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025, apart from the dates, practically every provision has been retained. Now, I want to also believe that when the bill went to the Private Members Bill Committee, ably chaired by the first Deputy Speaker, some discussions had taken place, and I will leave that to my colleagues among the co-sponsors to speak to that. But as far as I'm concerned, we don't have to do much to this bill. Everybody has accepted the content of this bill as it was passed, and everyone in Ghana accepts that this is a bill that is fit for purpose. So, Mr. Chairman, I don't think we should tinker with any provision in this bill as far as today's sitting.
Mitabri oman Ghana fuo efri eye obani obada bema da emra insemi hua na yedi eni ekwakopiemu ewo DVLA ena omo sisia no omo nam kromu na American House Accra omo hwehwe number plate ni stickers a enya no kware ana ni brecha mu obate kwabrane na wutimu se kai pa eye 2017 nanso plate ha boka ihun eye plate papa na wo chi na wo kọ ubehu ho na echi moto na ebi e driving plate ene di tue na nipa ye kai ma enu no mo kira se dia kwansia ba ebi mawia binim de afi ubehu stickers no na ebi ebo ho ubekom na abahwe ne car na nimu no ewu ni santi no ene ensese ye de ekoso sesese de omo tie si abonten na afi efri ne kofim 4th media driver ni aya ba chose wutwisen na wo car no number plate na nya no kware ana etwamu no ene omo de obekọ asemdi bia na afi aban emra anywadi.
It's not prescribed for now. Oh, okay. I see. So, no arrest here? No. So when we are done taking off the plates, we issue a prohibition to them, prohibiting them from the use of vehicles.
Assistant Manager of Compliance and Enforcement, our Drivers and Vehicle Licensing Authority, your friend Kofi Ansah Appinting, and Eka says, Samrei Omubayirim, Edia Boswabom, Asom, Emiemu, Baby Biadabo to be to Frimuno. Now, if you wire about you, Saudi DV plate, Eddie Chika, and Yachiwa. Wow. Emrane no be divise emrane ma wo kwan. DV na watimu wonso nipa 4 train na tie kire. Ena onu angasa mu, ena obi nso se nkyai, obi kura time de ne ma ode omu ko school. No asesa nkwada yi, no do magu kai mu. Na ka ni kwanya akwansi a. Hwan ho ena wo kọ Akwakwada no say we eya pomodisi achiba insurance nduntu ma me. Ti papa say ene enkra ha. Hey, omo beche na omo so tumi ayam wa ye be so mu no. Ene mra no be di pa. Ye ntie nsema ye papa pentin esanso eka edeka.
And back. We are also looking out for stylish number plates that are not prescribed by DVLA. So we are going to see our team here using a digital tablet to be checking. It's an operational tablet. We have every information of the serial numbers given to them on the DV. So we'll be asking questions of their logbook. We'll be checking whether they have logged in their logbook. We want to also check if the serial numbers are matching what we have in our system. So if you see our team asking questions, this is what they are doing naturally.
What has necessitated this operation?
Yes, our investigation shows that a lot of forged plates are in the system. A lot of 2026 forged number plates, DV plates are in the system. So it was necessary for the compliance enforcement to hold an enforcement activity to dig out and find out what is really happening.
So what is after managing of the enforcement?
Yes, so if we realize, we put out a communique that we'll be prosecuting anyone with a forged plate, expired DV, and even forged DP sticker. It has come to our attention that the stickers we issued from the port, most of them are also forging it. So anyone caught up with that will be prosecuted. So we are having a collaboration with the MTTD here today.
Mitabri omangana 40 million yakwa piemu ewa santimantama ewo kumasi. Nanuna kumasi fuo amanfo ewo ho omunwinwi. Omusun anafin so bi mu kasa ani dawo so yebinum sa ya immigration fuo etumi esesa wona ababegu kumasi ebi firi Togo ebi firi Benin Burkina Faso eye Chad ani nkura etwa Ghana ho asia ebibi manka bom nkuo ena omo babegu kumasi baby ti se asonwase abuabo ne zabu zongo na hode e time kra keke na na omo se unya duru wa omo yimi ho firim de cham so ubaduru ho no na enkofu etiti ho enkofu be ucho ma no ma so watade achi give me money ase do ma ya djuma gu botom enkura betumi asaw sa wa rekwa na wo poli eje to na be mi duru ho ne mamu na nam di fo atama so eye line menye call enkwada ibe hawo na ma me fo ne tete wo bo so say yakuna no oma ba tackle enu ena oma mfo ne kase sansem ni ye ehu hia afi efin omudidi na oma jato ahoto de bi no enu nti no omo srese omunya mmra no denden so se nipa bia da ye behu se woni nkrata asem na wo akwakwa gina nkwanchen na afika etwama na obi bom ubi ya why is it ye hu omo ayanchi wo mo maame fo ne beba na afi yanse so omo nyina mfiri kumase se ne be ya kumase ebetimi adwo na ye ntie nsema ebinum ekan.
Sometimes walking on the streets they may be crossing your path trying to push you to the roads to the driving lane. That is the danger it poses to we the pedestrians. Good exercise. It should have been started long ago. Yes, because these people, they begging on the street poses stress on their life as well. So if the immigration service is doing that, they are protecting the citizenry and then the beggars themselves. So I think it's a good exercise. Up there, law enforcement. They should enforce the law. People should not be. I know it is stated in the Constitution that begging is not allowed, right? So the law should be enforced. Once it is enforced, people will not be encouraged to come to the roadside to beg. And then the citizens, if they are not giving arms to beggars on the street, they will not also be encouraged to come along and beg.
What I can say is that I normally use the road. Sometimes when you are passing by, these people, they block your way. It becomes very difficult for you to even pass by. And looking at where they sleep to, it's not the best sometimes. In terms of security, I think anybody at all can go there and then harm them. So I think the government can maybe help them with, let's say, training, so that maybe a skill. And when they are skilled with some of these things, I think they'll be able to cater for themselves and then that of their wars. So I think the government can help them with a skill or let's say training, so that at the end of the day they can feed them.
Mi boromu ewa ensemfu from amedasu ejnamu ewa santimantem kumasi wabiemu. Na nuna nansen uwa kumasi ubetia ne de chamso na nkani ako. Na atia simensia na yadumunu. Edru krofu from na yadumunu na edru swame. Na trabe drobre pa wani me awosu na edru barikasi light off. Odi be fa santasi edi baba famu abesia makom. Udi from makom aba safunsu ase na light ko. Wo mo ye costo no mu su charge ado opokuni eyigu abonten ankwa nwona ne eyigu ama ne kosu tuntum. Afi eye beef ne etamtugu. Baba fonsu su sesisia no mo wa uyi trainer. Usi wuyi eye fading otwa awie ya na light ko. Ti se wo de fa ekọ adwuma. Eno mo kire sesisia de ne man koye. Eni tribum so na ye wa santimantemo. Ena ba no dafo a omoda santimantemo kane anu a chekire nsem kire mo se da bi nya dum so na aba. Yero mahama afi dum so no wo jan koyam 2012. Wan fa mabiem. Na ni nyina ne se ye transformer eni network adwuma ye pase ye manyina madwuma ye papa. Eno ni siesie ne mo hwa mo betia ne dum na afi hwa na ba so yes sadia mamo se ne be ya ebetumi aboa enti wo ye dum siesie we enye dum so na wo se opesa manfo ya resemu na afi omu se enkania power no edoso na mo problem ni se omu ntumi nchiche baby a twase afifa no eni ntino mu ye nsiesie ewo new transformers ya Muhammad Aroma odi abeyi se ne be ya enkania no obi a edem besenen e monte so besenen on be ya bedi aye adwuma e ma ne manso aye. Mi boromu ewo ensemfu froma na midiyeni edasu ejremu ewa santimantemu enche biada ana public account committee etumi di omoni tremu ha se wona yemo musika so mfandi ejuma titronim MMDC sahodo onum wona eyesi wo sahodo onum aban no aponti wo mo se afasika nkodi ejuma no auditor general report ode bai 2024 etrese ebimu edibi asankwan ebimu edibi awropieto na ebimu su dibi ye japade kakra bi ena tumi edi aye oman no adwuma na no mo kopia mu na ndra se mutie ya atwema wa biaja obi etumi fra 15 minutes na waje 500,000 Ghana cedi adaya wo se odi kodwa kwan so na wadi adetia no wasafre enam so be se omra yoko no meyi ne ho ano na wadi omotrase no Ambrose College of Education. Hey, ya bo maba so. Me say, ya bojo mo so. Ade ya yesisi ka omo je ye so mudi di dwuma no awurade nyankopɔn kapra kura mfa baabi 10 pesos a 10 pesos sreko a sreko srenu a srenu komete na timi abɔ maba so ɛwɔ se na mo sika sa na mo timi to ni sa no ɛne atofo sentranchen ye do mo ba na ba finance minister ye huni ntama nkiyama kanetofori atamedi ga na sika nkotra bloche na mo timi bo adwuma sei na mesi o mabo institution na ba so ɛwɔ niema o mo aye na o de yenko papa ba ye beka but nso ba be ka na o de papa se ebo ma baso ye na ye hwe wa bra na ye ebo ma baso.
I'm seeing 70% increment in your RGF. What contributed to that?
Thank you. The 70% increase was as a result of
138.
In 2024 we had an increase in enrollment, that is from 203 to 303. That's the quota that was given. Also, the college embarked on farms. So those farms plus other souvenirs that the college sells contributed to the increase in the IGF for 2024.
Okay, that's fine. Your goods and services increased slightly, just 2.3, which is not bad. That's good. You changed a deficit position of 407,000 Ghana cedi to a surplus of 342,000, which is very good. You have to keep it up. It's not bad. Let's look at the financial position. I'm seeing 116% increase in your current assets. What caused that?
Thank you. The increase was as a result of increase in inventories. Basically, the feeding in 2024 there was strike, so the foodstuffs and the rest was not.
Mejina wesu na mape akawara nsobi edi agumi minim na fi aji aboafo nkrato yeba menya bre edi ni aka no etimi edi ato e wo video mu.
Let me be. Eradin shida we Yesu Kristo demo. Wakwa po Kofi Oduro ena meka say frem osofu gidigidi wati. Tie Erade bie kwan de ato ho se efira nopa. Hana eba ompa ye na Erade tie. No the Samuel ebai. Tie Erade amaya kwanya se fie da bia ye ntwe na nim ne ompa ye. Empa ye gidigidi enemy shout Taifa Johnson. Refiner Chapel International Auditorium. Taifa Johnson. So do Taifa Johnson. Baby, a ton spare parts. Me say baby, a ton spare parts na kasa. For spare parts for any more. Net 2 Medica FF is sunny. Bones am a somebody there is you. Refiner Chapel International. Name is share fear be 7:30. Me see a fear no pa. 7:30. Ever then found I will yesterday. Amen. Refiner's fire.
Afi yenya akwa etumi abanti mami ma wakwa ba na minya bre emfa ensam no munchiremu emfa mo se woti wukamu se wodani wa odidie ana oda wo mpaso mituamu ewo ensam ni mu ana medi mani kwa kwachiremu ewo AI training yetumi edi asesa so edi ama checherefo na checherefo ebeye mpim ha nan ena enya training wa artificial intelligence ho na ne nyina no ayeye maami a wo yemra sebedwani awo awutu senya ana maami yetumi ebua sika no se me de memfa ntwa manu memfa nhyɛ wege menso memfa nkoya meto na Ghana fo abeka san ene wabra obeya yempesua so kandini no se mpinu sika ya de ma no mfa nya de pa o se adesua ho hia ni santra tra fo mo kira de woni mpesua so wayiyim woni wonim de ate se me artificial intelligence ho no wa mama mo nim de betumi aboa mo de acheche nkwada na de wo sukuu ma ne matumi akoye every say ankane no na enwuma na eguntumam afi yabetros rate so yasanso edi babuku mana digital me na me kono wenkani usi kansam buku be yese ye na da ha me ka we wie na me de pen atwam na me de atoa enso we na se me de me safa so a na ne edam enu ntino o mo kire wo mo afi nsumami se he akadia bia etwa se o mutumi nya e wa ICT centers ahodo na betumi aboa ma enwumesu akoso no wode ebema na yentie ensema eyeba no dani our district chief executive edima wutu senya yera eye kalala egan etimi edituja.
Under the back to school flagship program, today we are here to train our teachers, equip them with the 21st century modern IT tools so far as AI is concerned. And apart from this, we are also providing enough infrastructure like school building. So currently, as we speak, we have a 3-unit ultra-modern classroom block at Kofiwote. It's PPP partnership. That's a public-private partnership. We give the land, we provided the labor, and they also brought the resources. We are also constructing 6 units at Busmabana. That is 95 completion. We are also doing 2 units and 3 units. So the 2 units is for KG and the 3 units will be primary, just to start something so that going forward we'll add more to it. We are also doing another 6 units at Ewutu Akrampa. If you look at the 21st century...
No, enumunu enamra sabedwani na nkasamu de ma Ewutu Senya West. Yamami eye Gizela Tete. Otimidi ansam atimi adituja sa nioma fefefa mu huin ni nyina no eye ni swade hunu kase adima Ewutu Senya West na ni nyina ne se eye nsese ye dia bi o masese dia to o dia madaache so mo ba bebu ama suku ani suku adan ene nso to a chese nkwada no ye pon wonum obekọ suku dan esi won so na sugar shutu nani ba ko sha na so ba ko sha teachers for crown ye do mo ko enkura bi nso a omunya ba bi ntena ene wo dadan ba bu nso to na egu asum kutre tumi ne na besi waduanim teacher ni okọ de na wei na be de na ma so kire nkwada ye o matimi atwa enu na wo trom se sia de omusisi ade a wo na da ma kutre ebe ni esi waduanim ensuo begu buku so wo be ko teacher ni register na afọ syllabus buku ekura no de ko kire nkwala de na ebi atete afurum eye nkura na awe enu ntinu omo ye sa niam wei ama mpesua no etumi akoso na afi enya no nko a sukunu omo ye afuo omo dua aburo benken atoko awio mango ina mango omo dua bi anka se ne be ye sukuu da bi atofa etira ubenya kutuo bi aburo bi akyerɛkyerɛ fuoi banche ne bɔde se ukonkura se no mahodo no ma bɔfra no ubenya bi ate na afi watimi da dojo koma no yentie nsɛm maame edituja.
Thank you. So we held this workshop so that we will be on the same page. As a member of parliament, I have a bit of flexibility to do things to complement what I want, what the government intends to do for education. So I come in with a different viewpoint. I want system improvements for our schools, and that's a lot of that begins with the teachers. So with the human capital development. That's what we've been able to undertake so far. We have been pushing some of the schools to have school farms, and because we are in a rural area, a lot of the parents are farmers. And so the school farms help the children to be able to appreciate more modern farming practices better. We've been doing that with when Blue Skies was doing it, and now it's another partner that has been doing it. And then also we are improving on education infrastructure. But we can't just have infrastructure. We are putting up new classroom blocks in places that are a bit far out. We can't have infrastructure whereby you've not improved or changed the mindset or improved the mindset of your human capital. So things go together, and that's what we are doing. And we have a 6-year development plan that we are following to make sure that we're able to do great things in Awutu Senior West. You know, the government has its plans of teachers posting, because even I have some rural areas that have very low number of teachers. So that whatever programs the government is doing, obviously we're going to fall on the back of that. Now we're also improving in accommodation. We have some accommodation that was abandoned, and we are completing with the district, together with the district assembly, which are legacy projects.
Me tabiri Ghana for the near free Awutu Senior West ni ababe piemu ewa wana echi uba boat any yango ena omusuo etie ni suo omodo mo nsem akwato President Mahama anim sebo ayero Mahama ni nyina ne se commission no eda opamudi abaiso ehuri ediko 30%. Every 10% go 30%. Afi apu yinsu ama ya ho kwan. Ama yentumi ntisika bia so. Ni sent na madwuma ni mu ayedin. Ento omo se Ewura Mahama se eni diemu omra mu. Na wona atwi uba, wona atwi boat, yango. Omo ntimi nto wo mo. Omo ntimi mu akwahoma wo fie. Omo so omo simu onopa. O ewia anajo. Eniama omo hu. Ni etata wonum. Ubadru fie no sika fie bi sanu manum omutimi ma kwa homa mo irinim ja wonum omoma titifie omutimi nko school ni sent ni sa commission na timi akosoro every 10% ko 30% ni de la omompe anu ti aba na hwe na wonche soma wonum yenti nsema omode tutu
ade enya ye kakra na ya de enya ye ntia ya ba ha no se Association of Online Drivers ya tina sidi ehunu se for the person with your music and it's affecting us. So what car now was sorry I'm about you can't petrol cook and 1 hour tie to a 1 hour better fuel over servicing me na the driver for the car near boat young go new Uber omuya my and say nobody app on the buy I yes with man in 2013 I'm not Papa President Mama Uber they can buy first. Not much charge 10%. And look could see 2017 I buy since I buy and they went from 10% to 15% to 20 and to 25%. 25% I say no more babe come home, no matter you won't be my yano. And no more adia betia, that two abe we are be any ache. Adia babetia me your man for assist on the 6th January precisely. Became Bibiana Miesho send me records war. On the 6th January precisely. Yet that's already from 25 normally I got 30%. Ukonu ko biso muso and then as I say no mu ya na sakos e ma ya djuma no yesu ye ho kire yen. Obe drive obe 15 minutes akwakofo obi na be bia ndiba no kono. Da bia na ha na ekire yo kopele wache bia to. Ya charging the 15 cedis. Na wa drive 15 minutes akofa no ya charging the 15 cedis.
Na wo anumu a omo muchi uba yango and afi sazinum any boat num do mo nsam mekoto aban ni mu no eno na presidential staffer Samuel Ayu etimi pia bonten no so mfa mo ngrata ne mame eno agye no se na mo ha no sei omo se ye Association of Online Drivers ye tu ba yango sazi any boat na sisi ade e ka mene yen yentimi nhwa ye manom every say commission no etumi akosoro every 10% akota 30 o so mfa mame ogye no se munya motre Yewura John Dramani Mahama wabie na so e de amagana ni bia na we 24 hour economy na e de ba na e behwe nuwom se betumi aboa ama drivers fo anopa kopima na dwo mo ye adwuma ni nyina afiri se mo na mo de adwuma fo be kode maba anything commission ni de ye he na ya te so de aba fo mama mo timini aban ekokasa me de koma aban se na be betumi ahwehwe mu ma na aboa mo na ye ntie nsema odi tudwa.
I can assure you that this petition will be forwarded to His Excellency the President.
Thank you.
And I am happy that you've, elucidated the benefits of online driving. We know that all over the world there are several countries that are into this business. When you go to the United States, millions of people have been employed through Uber and others. And so over the past few years, we've seen how the online driving has grown from Yango, Uber, Bolt, Shakti, and what have you. This whole idea of online business actually fits into government's whole 24-hour economic policy that talks about how efficient transport systems will help.
Me boromu ewa nsefufuro ma mesade Ghana fo kwakopiemu ewa santemantamu biem na nyina no ayaresabia kase ewo wa ubokumasi dia no obia ebokat komfo anochi teaching hospital ena mpanimfuo ehwe ensema ekobaso akwasiblo ni fe no data omosi an hospital na timi ahri emfianson emfian wotwe ayarefo mo ba ho omu data ni nyina ne se ebia wo yale gono sisimu yade ana ebia wo yale eya ni yade ana wo be wo ye ebia bibi na hono nan ana ye tro ya ka wo ba ka digitai na kwasia mofa na yaba omu se esami si ama system no etoda enu ntinu ensam ni nyina ayira na namso ama hospital ni se ayarefo nsam ayaresa no hospital no adwuma ni nyina omuhu entisisi ade omo ye niam ebetumi aboa na ekoba sa omo tumi aya bibi de asia na mu se de be obi ade nyira na wabra ba ne sa no afi ene book kwabra ne na ne pen no de akhani se no wa bi adwire no atwere na kwasia mofa oba ha so oba be hwehwe ni mojam enti na etumi aboa kosibro ni friend se manu no na aboa mo kakra ama motimi ahu bi mu de nsia de mo ye niam ebetumi aboa na sa niam no ebisi bi ma enkonkofo hawo eni amane emfama.
And 2 months after, we had a nationwide strike by nurses, and somewhere along the line, our electronic medical record, we all knew the challenges. In September, we were locked out. So imagine the hospital that was fully digital being locked out for the rest from September to December, and so we had to go back to manual things. What was the impact? We lost all our data. So you come to the hospital for 7-8 years, we had your data, and all of a sudden we couldn't have access to that. So those were challenging. We lost a lot of revenue as a result. But we saw it also as an opportunity to innovate. So together with the ministry, we came out with other policies, and now we have a new system. We, on the successes, we learn. And for 2026, we set out for ourselves to develop both the human resources and also infrastructure. Human resources, we continue to train our staff to be professional, to deliver the best of care. We also spun through research, some of which you saw, and we'll continue with that. Infrastructure, when you come to the hospital, you see for 70 years, we didn't have even well demarcated pedestrian access.
Mami na mi utau na mi nkomla na fi yemfa ye ni enkyeremu ewa manfo okroso ewa South Africa ni ekoso ewo homu mi kwaba na fi matwaso ediamon.
Order 4, Apostle Paul Kofi Oduro, ne Refiners Chapel International, Asafumuni nyina, to ensafro sebra, na eni yembesom, ewo Accra, Taifa Junction, spare parts for no echi hope.
Eni ensom, kwesiade di enini, eni kwesiade bia, anopa no, sa enso na eda efiade bia, empaibo kesi pa, enoso ye anopa no sa, nyami enshraw.
We be as gold, pure gold.
Mami ma wakoba na yamfa yani nchomu ewa manoni nsema metabri Ghana for the nia kwa kopiemu ewa South Africa. Ninyina no ayanto nseso South Africa fuotimi ato dia se wana free wano emamu aba South Africa biti se Ghana for Angola, Nigeria for Burkina Faso, Niger ni wana akeka ekwa kwatena wakobobra ape bibie die. One krato, one any krato. Yatosa uswa na yabo. Yatosa uswa ni Jessica. Yatosa uswa na yabese sa uswa pumuni ya nyinada. Na ya papa grasse. Na ya pamu omo. Sa obi anko ni krom. Anko ya ni maye. Eno ana police fu a wo hu sede abi. Eniama ekọ no enye. Eni kwasa South Africa ya sa niema we. Efiri se yanso nkofu bi wo Ghana. Yenkofuo bi ewo eye Nigeria se wo ba Ghana DSTV for Ghana for dia eno nkonko da Absa eye Ghana for dia enwuma bebre eno mo wo ha se enumu Ghana ye ne de bia no ho yen sole nko Pentecost Assemblies of God ICGC enti yanenum ene ye bo adwuma ewo South Africa munya sika efi South Africa for mu mpa adwuma enti police for ne hu sa no shops ahodo no mo ho a no mama Ghana for Nigeria for no ma keka na kobonche nku no mo bo mo ho ba so mo obi anwuram omo be wane sa asrafo bi mapi ho adaya an yane ne South Africa for no ye gina ho no yane ne yeto obama omampanyi no otisu enti mo ma ye ho kwan ne yemfa ye nsan keka won mo ma ye ho kwan ne yenje o mo nema na munim na wo ye police ni na se wo sia no kwan na se aban sesa na ya ban ba ene ewurade nyankopon ye be ro watade ube kofie ni senti no mo se wo so mo ma mo kwan na Ghana fo Nigeria fo Niger fo Africa so fo omo South Africa no yenhwe wo nom na asrafo tumi ye sa niam we wo de yenhwe the South Africa asrafo omo ye
who reside in these houses here. They know that you guys employ foreign nationals. Now the time has come where you need to understand that things will be changed now. We are going for our vote for November. These people don't be voting for these political parties that failed us. Now, as Umkondo is over here, we are saying we are not in EFF, we are not in GNU, we are not the ANC. We are a strongest opposition party. Where we'll make sure that it won't be business as usual. Test our strength. In front of the position. Test our strength. You can't come here. If you are smart, you can't be smart enough for 100 people. You can be smart in your house, not addressing our Tawanga. As we left our house knowing why we come here. We are saying we don't want foreign nationals. Full stop.
South Africa mu amanfo no ye protest. Say adan. Se obi afini memu aba South Africa na oba ba be di juma aboa ama yekuro ye tumpon ba be ye juma ama binu ma ye wabra ma haso mo be bokro no se mpomo nam kwabo ne so na ba ya yanche so obi atutuo yanche so obi akunipa enti ade enti na ye ne ankasa bibifuo ya hwe ye yonko bibifuo ye bobinum sotro ebi mu bros ye tu binum se na Ghana ni awako so okoya mawre bema na hwe ne tete niam ya de ya no na no mo kire se we akoya ha ka se de amam to mo de mo ntena se eni ntino omo si nkosisi kelele Africa eni nsama omo di tudwa se kumba Maria zombolombo yobo ni nyina ne se South Africa fo a omo di se adwuma no omo njai ilelelele baba yanshemra Ejramu ewo South African to se so ya moto ahye bibifo mo ho animu a na Ghana ni abrantia wotimi akwatena ho ache kakra na ochra de esanso ya adwuma afufuro no bebre ye behwe se ye betimi no atimi edi nkomo kakra edi afọ man South Africa ne ekoso ewo ho ene afutuo kakra owo etimi adema oman Ghana fo ewo nsem ya wetimi de atuja yenko ne yeni nkomo.
It hurts me to be talking about South Africa today because your first count is always the deepest. South Africa was the first country that I visited and lived. And trust me, living in South Africa is like your last destination. Every move feels like a trap. Like you don't leave South Africa, you survive with cautiousness. When we talk about HIV rates, when we talk about unemployment, poverty, crime rates, the local people are going through a lot. Apartheid is still playing a role. Black, white community, they don't kind of vibe and shit like that. Trust me, bro. We were there, we lived there. I work in supermarkets. I work as a teacher. I've been there, I work in a saloon. Bro, we survived in South Africa. There were days we were going out with friends and we got attacked. At knife point, bro. Go to Home Affairs just to renew your document and you are arrested just for being a foreigner. Those days, there were no social media like today. So some of us didn't want to say any shit. But trust me, seeing my local people down there, Ghanaians, going through stuff, it pity me when I see them all over on Nigerians and other Africans. Yo, South Africans want to feel like they are not Africans. But trust me, bro. Sometimes I just don't want to blame them. I blame our local leaders that today we are here. South Africa is nothing to write home about. It's just because of Nelson Mandela and few other people that have made South Africa South Africa. If it's the local people, forget it, bro. I'm not lying. People be saying then why are South Africans not traveling? Let me tell you a secret today. South Africans don't really travel to live in other countries because of this social.
Yedi enchiakasia edema Ghana for mo ankefu yebeda wase ewon sama watumi edi amayen na say Ghana ni a opesa kwa South Africa no yesi bomochitie efiri nso ase beka cho se dancham ebo wa kuhukuhu a yendi na chindi watena wache waye adwuma ho mu nsam na watumi edi amayen no afi ma memfa Ghana fo nwremu ewa agokansie mu nsam encha biada no man Ghana ye kwa kobo World Cup ye free Ghana be capital town Accra ye ko USA ye kobo World Cup. Hey, me say menyo go Kudus unso drive. Just say ye ko South Africa. Hey, mo fanje me. Ye ko US. No ye ko World Cup. No. And I blaster coach ye ko fa no we dey Ghana ku fa do pa na chew. Otuado, please come and code blaster to qualify us. And we dey be qualify. Now say ye ko bo friendly match. Yes, what to do? Some sense information be no boss. On information about say fufuo ba nche ne body. O wa efia na watwa bi adi. To information ho. Na Ghana for say what? Ye kura prayer say semanyo tapa tenum. Ah? Hwe Benjamin Sare. Na nani odi da po ma yanhye no. Na ya tena ho. E man kofu atwa ya nyafu. Kwabla ne timi de nsa bobom no aye paniti. Yanhye no. Press any more bot bench and decide I sack you. Kofi. Ahomachi 12:30 no nyako. Hello, what do I do? This is from Ghana, Minister of Sports. Yasaki. And only Gukun in Saka or so there. Now Ghana blast the Akofa coach. Na coach no say I want Africa here. No coach Ghana, on coach Africa country biada. Carlos. And Yakota no tiana. Some trofo and in Siana no buy and aqua. Wablesian airport near Kura Flowers na Ghana brati nyankopon na samamoni solokui na no ena me no ka say papa atumede ne samatu jase sisi ade an obema team na ya kono na the air din party man say on coach Africa team biada and sisi ade wo hia ye nyina ye moa say yen som sem twerɛfoɔ ka we ka na afi yɛbɔgye wɔn so Ghana yɛkɔ akɔgye World Cup na ba na yɛhwɛ wa bla na ɛkɔ so God bless our land Ghana o de yɛhwɛ mra
National Sports College. I'm sure you'll be open to this later on as you stay with us in Ghana. So this is the ministry. We're about 108. Basically, we are here to guide policy in sports. And football is one of our biggest sports in Ghana, as the Honorable Minister indicated earlier. So welcome to your own home. And this is a family that represents the entire sector. So welcome to the Ministry of Sports and Recreation. Honorable Minister, this is Coach Carlos. I'm sure the FA President would do the introduction after the Minister speaks. Thank you.
I must say that after 8 national teams and a couple of important competitions, this is the biggest challenge.
Aha, and a brother to me, I'm a quine, and you may don't hear back and some of the ever some more, send you ransom. I Cassia Bono met me, Eddie Wessie, Mediana, and Aquasia Bofa. Minagana, you know, Ajima Tumo, Moncosuni, and Tana said, Bemonim, dear. Now, fee, Monyan, Mupa. Now, fee, no currency to me, Adadi, at the amount. Now, me, Jana, Su, Yenu, Abema, Tiaroa, Coca, or share live, ever Facebook, Chakasian Compound. Afi, Obapa, Bebu, Beku. Beku Zifa. Obama Fenyamin Shana on your Cassia on Tonto Pangus Wager and War. Alfie, Miankasa, me root quarantine, also Taifa Jans, Mifira, and Chakasia and Comanyamin Srao, Sport M, Yaminia Cassion Ton Super and Guso, Auntie Abiga Thailand so, Mechiao Alfie, Mammy, Agnes Achrim, midwife pensioner. Mama, Yamin Shrao, no Mamo Amono, Nini Nada. Ahana Brahma McQuine, Namidi Jumadia Cassia SCA, and Umre. The Juma defense at the church at the Ebebron. Jackass and commander and type production team. Member of your phone, Monisha, and Umrepa.